but Noah Syndergaard got rocked by a Washington Nationals team after the Dodgers gave him a big lead. There was no excuse for that. He's having questions right now in terms of where he is as a pitcher in this major leagues. He may be soon headed to where Matt Harvey is, and that's retirement, because he is just pitching some awful ball. But anyways, again, to our results from yesterday, didn't hit any home runs. We missed on those, but the player prop bets hit. And I want to make sure I follow the variable studies, the analytics. I'm trying to repeat the success that we have, so I have a ton of MLB prop bets loaded up today. Hopefully we can take advantage of those. Not too many MLB games scheduled for today, but of course the NBA Finals Game 1 tonight, and we have a ton of picks for that. So make sure you settle in. We have 2 hours of show to get to. I'm going to clear out our picks from yesterday, as we always do. Yesterday's news, gotta forget it and move on and get ready for today's action. We'll throw yesterday's results in the graveyard and get to it. Appreciate all of those who are joining us, no matter the platform. I see Caesar, 808 Blaker, I am Deslick Nick. Appreciate all of you guys joining on Instagram. If you guys want to see the research that we're about to do throughout the show, or the picks that I'm going to put up on our big board, hit the link in our bio, go straight to our YouTube channel, Fumble Sports. So you're getting the behind the scenes view on Instagram Live. If you want to see the picks up on the screen, the research we're going to do right in front of you, make sure you go over to our YouTube channel. There's a link in our bio and takes you right to the Fumble Sports YouTube page. You can watch the entire show there. But make sure you're also subscribing and following on Instagram. Make sure you follow on Instagram though. Okay, we're going to jump right into it. IP Shade 45 is today the day we roll with Bryce Harper. Love where your head's at. We'll give out our first pick of the day because IP Shade 45 is already hitting on this one. And you're going to start where we're going to finish, or something like that. You're going to start us off and get us rolling. The first pick I'm going to give out is a double dip on this one. Our first long ball, long shot of the day. Let me make sure this is blown up so you guys can see it. Is going to be Bryce Harper. Love Bryce Harper today. Really good opportunity to take Bryce Harper. I'm taking him to hit a home run. I'm also going to take him on another prop bet here. So let's go see. I want to make sure I'm getting it at the best odds. We go over to Outlier for those who are new to the show. Outlier is one of the resources that we use. Great sports betting tool. If you guys want a free 7-day trial, DM us and we'll hook you guys up. We're looking at Bryce Harper. And again, I want to see hits, total bases, strong play on the under, so we don't like that. Hits, runs, and RBIs, set at the 1.5. The over's the strong implied probability. This is going to be the other player prop bet we'll go with today. Bryce Harper, over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. Love Bryce Harper today. Great call by IP Shade 45 to get us rolling today in our show. Love that play. Too Fine K-Line calling us out on IG. You were so right, so right. The Astros were terrible last night. Booty cheeks on that. And then those Dodgers, we just said a moment ago, Noah Syndergaard let us down. And I had to eat some crow this morning. I got a big reminder as to why you don't bet parlays. You avoid parlays. I should not have brought up the P word yesterday in our show. Perfect example of it. The Astros not only lose, they got pretty much rocked by the Twins, but maybe more importantly, the Dodgers, despite having that big early lead, it was a total swing and the miss. So that said, I'm going to try and make up for that today with a lot of good player picks and, of course, MLB game picks. We have a ton of NBA, NFL, NBA Finals picks as well. So make sure that you're throwing your questions, your comments in the chat. For those that are new to the show, how do we give out our picks? Every time we hit 2,000 likes on TikTok Live, we give out a pick. And every time we get help with our live goal, we also give out a pick. For those that are watching on Instagram and on YouTube, every time you subscribe, we'll also give out a pick. So for those watching on these other platforms, you are absolutely a part of the show. We want to make sure you feel involved. Getting a question in from Instagram Live about Jamal Murray over on rebounds. Let's go dive into it. A ton of picks to look at today for the NBA Finals Game 1. Let's go look at Jamal Murray on rebounds. Line set at 4.5. The implied probability is stronger on the over. Let's go into it. I like the trend off the bat. I like the trend off the bat for these two reasons. One, really strong over the course of the last 10 games. I also like that it was strong in the back half of the Lakers series. I know it missed in the last game, but again, in an elimination game, you take it a little differently. I don't know if being well rested necessarily implies rebounding. I think that's more commitment. But what I do want to see is how is it done at home. And at home, in terms of rebounds, again, 3 of the last 4 games. So pretty strong. He just did miss in that last game against the Lakers. But actually, 3 games in a row. 3 games in a row, he's hit the over. 4 out of his last 5 games at home. So 3 games at home, this is hit. So I would say 2 fine K-line. As for Jamal Murray, over on rebounds, over 4.5 rebounds. Not only do I like it, I'm going to put it up on my big board as well. We're going to have so many NBA Finals picks, so make sure you're following us throughout the entirety of the show. The first one we're giving out is an in-show pick. We just did our research on it. Jamal Murray over 4.5 rebounds, and we're taking that at -148. -148, that's going to be our first NBA Finals player prop bet. Really excited about it. Thanks to Fine K-Line. Getting a couple questions in from YouTube. Appreciate all those watching on YouTube. Dante, player prop bets were good for me. I was actually shocked. I literally scrammed at the game last night. Yeah, Dante, we did really well on our player prop bets yesterday. Can't say the same about our MLB game picks. Hopefully we can make up for that today. Steven asks, could you look at Joe Musgrove over 5 strikeouts? Yeah, let's do it right now, Steven. Appreciate your viewership. By the way, IP Shade 45, no worries. We will get to your question in just one moment. But first, we're going to look at Steven's Joe Musgrove, 5 strikeouts. Joe Musgrove starting for the San Diego Padres today against the Miami Marlins. The line set at 4.5. Like that the implied probability is set at 62%. We really love it when it goes above 60%, so that's a great sign for you, Steven. Looking at the over, really strong play. Has hit in 9 of his last 10 games, and by the way, with room to spare in the last 2. Looking at the head-to-head against the Marlins, 3 of his last 4 starts against the Marlins, this is hit. Not that we're going to take too much from this. This comes from 2022, 2021, but at least there's something there to be encouraging. Looking over the last 10, every game on the road, 5 straight starts on the road, he's gone over. We love this one, Steven, and thanks for calling it out because we're going to add it to our big board. We are going to add Joe Musgrove. This is an in-show pick, so we put our asterisk next to it. Joe Musgrove over 4.5 strikeouts today against the Miami Marlins. We are taking that at -160. Love the play. Love the call out. Thank you, Steven, watching on YouTube. Great call by you. That's up on our big board. We're now going to IP Shade 45's question on YouTube. For all those watching on Instagram, TikTok Live, or on YouTube, make sure you throw your questions in the chat. We get to all those that throw the questions out there, so make sure you're throwing out your questions. IP Shade 45, is there a prop for Reed Detmers over 1.5 walks? Should have hit in 7 of the last 9 games. Let's go look at it. Something we started to do a little bit more over the last few days is look at walks. I love where your guys' head is at. So right now we are going to look at Reed Detmers. And we're looking at walks allowed. And again, this is an interesting one. We hit on this one yesterday. And for some of these guys, this is a really strong play. You look at Reed Detmers, the over set at the implied probability rather, 66%. I know the odds are set at -190, but at 66% implied probability, 5 straight games this is hit. So while IP Shade 45 alluded to this hitting in 7 of his last 9 games, what's really a standout to me, 5 straight starts in which this is hit. 5 straight starts. That's really telling. Head-to-head, by the way, against the Houston Astros, 4 straight starts. This is a must-play for me. I am absolutely throwing this one up on my big board as well. Love to see not only the consistency over the last 5 starts, but in his last 4 starts against the Astros, this is hit every single time. Let's add it to our big board. Great call by IP Shade 45. We're going with Reed. Detmers, the starting pitcher of the Angels, over 1.5 walks. And we're tacking that on at minus 190. Great calls out there by you guys who are watching. If you are watching and you have a pick that you'd like to share, make sure you throw it in the comments section. We're here to help everybody out, give out some great picks, great information over the course of the next hour and 45 minutes. Really love how we're starting out the show. Some really good call-outs. Tony, appreciate you watching, but you say you need a huge lock. One thing you'll never hear from me, and this goes to a lot of our loyal viewers, I'm never going to say something is a lock. I'll say I have a high confidence level on it, 80, 85, 90%. But one thing I'll never say, Tony, I'll never say something is a lock. Everyone could say Hillary's going to win an election, Trump wins. Everyone could say the Patriots are going to go undefeated, the New York Giants win. You think Muhammad Ali is an underdog against Sonny Liston, all of a sudden he can shock the world. There is no such thing as a sure thing. As we put up on our big board pieces of advice that we give out every single day as we bet, there's no such thing as a sure thing. So I'll give out picks that have a high confidence level or have trends that really endorse it. But one thing I'll never do, Tony, and this is a commitment to you, because I actually think there are too many places out there for sports betting that say the lock of the day, the guarantee of the day. We hate that. We try to avoid that because that implies that you should put money into something with absolute certainty. I never want you to feel that way. It's how you become smarter. It's how you become more sophisticated about your sports betting. So, Tony, the picks that we're giving out, we like, we endorse, we're putting our money into. If that's not enough for you, that says everything. Exactly as Steven says, there's no lock in sports. There can be flies in the air that stop Jabba Chamberlain from throwing strikes. Bill Buckner can have the ball go through his legs. A lot of things can happen. So when we put a pick up on the board, what we're saying is this is what I would put my money on. This is exactly Rocky and Rocky 4. I love it, Tony. So to this comment, if we're putting it up on the big board, that's my way of saying we believe in the trend. The analytics suggest this is a good play. I would put my money down on it, but I want to make sure that none of our loyal viewers ever think that I'm telling them something, that something's a guarantee, like Charles Barkley would say, because I think that's a disservice to you. I think that implies a lack of really good research and good understanding of what this is about. So anyways, don't want to lecture the point, but Tony, want to make sure you understand Butt Fumble Sports is here to help, talk analytics, talk trends, but we never talk out of our butt fumble, or at least we try not to. With that said, IP Shade 45 hooked us up with some confetti. Every time we get confetti in TikTok Live, we give out a pick. So we're about to give out another pick right now. We're going to make it a double dip. We'll give out a long ball, long shot of the day, as well as a player prop bet as well. Appreciate those on Instagram Live for having some fun with me. Okay, the next pick we're going to give out is going to be actually one I believe a lot of you guys are probably not surprised in. I've been going to him but missing for a while, but I'm ready to go back to him. Rafael Devers. Rafael Devers has been struggling a little bit when it comes to home runs. I expect that to end. By the way, I need to get these prop bets for these home runs. Before I continue, I want to make sure I get the prop bets or the odds up there. So for Bryce Harper, on home runs, we are taking the home runs at plus 330. Plus 330 for Bryce Harper. And for Rafi Devers, we're going to take this at plus 310. Plus 310. And again, for those viewing, one of the reasons we love this Outlier app is I can do this comparison shopping. So no, I don't want to take Rafi Devers at plus 254 if I can get him at plus 310. That's a big difference in cashing some good money in your pocket. That said, I also like Rafi Devers if I like him on a long ball, long shot of the day. We always like to double down on these guys. If I like it on a long ball, long shot of the day, I will also take it on over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. As long as that number is 1.5 and not 2.5, we love this play. So I'm going to go to Rafi Devers over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at minus 145. Now this was a pre-show pick, so we put it with a bullet point next to it. over 1.5. Hits plus runs plus RBI. So for all of those viewing on Instagram who are following along, we just put in Rafi Devers to hit a home run and Rafi Devers over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. We are taking that at minus 145. Also need to get Harper's odds up there. Slacking on the odds this morning. Harper's odds were minus 140. Minus 140. Appreciate all the loyal viewers we have out there. Throw your favorite pick of the day in the chat. I would love to get your favorite pick of the day over the course of the show. So let us know. We're going to give out a lot of picks. We'll answer a lot of questions, but also love hearing from you guys. So if you have a pick that you really like today, not a guarantee, but a pick you really like, definitely share it with us over the course of the show. Huskers 1372, welcome to the show. Who do you like on Game 1, Denver and Miami? I love the Nuggets on the money line. Love the Nuggets on the money line. I'm going to put this up here. Giving this away. Obviously, it's not going to come in at great odds because they are the favorite. But Nuggets on the money line, for me, is a no-brainer. Love the play. Minus 360. I know it's not set at a good place at those odds, but love the play. Nuggets on the money line. I think it's a no-brainer. They're at home. They're undefeated at home. They're well-rested. There's no reason for me to believe that the Nuggets aren't a good play. 808 Blaker here on Instagram Live brings up a good question. Would I also take the Nuggets in the first half? Yes. I would just take the Nuggets in this game. I think they're going to come out well-rested, aggressive. I'm also expecting, like we've talked about earlier in the playoffs, I expect this to be a bit of a feel-out game. And I think the feel-out game actually benefits what Jokic, Jamal Murray, what the Nuggets do naturally. So I think this is a really advantageous spot to take the Nuggets on the money line. Again, it's minus 360. So what am I really going to do with that? I'm going to sprinkle it in and have a lot of two-game parlays. Again, I'm not emphasizing parlays. The P word at this point should probably be banned from the show. But I will do some two-leg parlays. So if I like a couple of the bets, I'll tack it on as just something to sprinkle it on top for a little bit of for some sprinkles or some jimmies if you're from New England. Okay, J-Rock is asking about under 219. You're asking about under 219, and actually what I took I want to check my own notes on this. I took the over. Yeah, I took over 219. There were a number of trends that actually implied that the over was a strong play here. The over is 4-0 in the last 4 meetings between the two teams in Denver. The over is 4-0 in the Heat's last 4 games playing on 2 days of rest. And the over is 6-1 when the Nuggets are playing on 3 or more days of rest. So I actually did take the over. I'm going to throw that one up here just so you guys can see it over the course of the show. Heat, Nuggets. I took the over 219. And right now, that's at 218. Set at 218. So since I'm taking the over, I'll get that extra hook in my favor. So 218 and a half. I'm taking that at minus 110. I know some of you don't agree with that one. J-Rock's going in a different direction, but I'm going with the under. Or rather, I'm going with the over. Sorry. Mike Torres says, I love the Mets today with its favorable play and starting pitching. Max Scherzer on the mound. Oh, excuse me. 2-team teaser. 808 Blakers going Nuggets and over. That's what I'm doing as well, 808 Blaker. That's what I'm doing as well. Dante asks, Max Strus under 6.5. Dante, is that Max Strus under 6.5 points? Or is that Max Scherzer under 6.5 strikeouts? We got a couple Mad Maxes on the docket today. So, Dante, share with us which Max you're referring to, just to make sure we're getting our research correct. For all of those that are watching on Instagram Live, if you want to see our picks up on the screen or the research that we do throughout the show live right in front of you, hit the link in our bio, takes you right to our YouTube page, But Fumble Sports. You can find it right there, watch the entire show and all the research. J-Rock, Heat +9. It's a tough bet for me a little bit because I actually saw some data that suggests that when a team has a layoff as long as the Nuggets and is a favorite of 8.5, they actually cover something like 70% of the time. So I'm a little bit cautious about the spread today. I really haven't been considering it. If I were to take it, I would probably bump it up. and look for a place to take it. Miami plus 11.5 is going off at minus 150. That's a really interesting play for me. I know you're asking about the plus 9. The plus 9's making me sweat it a little bit, but you're saying Miami plus 11.5. I just feel like again, this is an alternative line, but the fact I can get that at minus 150, that feels like a good play. I'm going to throw that one up on my board. What I'm really saying is, do I think that this could be a double-digit game? Just barely, but the 11.5, I'm getting the extra hook in my favor, point and a hook. I like it, so I'm going to take this alternative line. Here are the picks that I like for this NBA Finals Game 1 tonight. I will take the Heat plus 11.5 at minus 150. That's an alternative line, but that kind of locks me in. I've got Nuggets on the money line. I'm taking the over 218.5, and I've got the Heat plus 11.5 at minus 150, and again, an alternative line. Let us know what you guys think of it. What are your picks for tonight's game? Share them in the chat. Do you like the Denver Nuggets on the spread? If so, let us know. And if you do like an alternative line, let us know what the alternative line you like. J-Rock, you can see I'm going to avoid the 9. If I'm going to take it anywhere, I want the double digits. So I like the double digits, especially since there are alternative lines to take with good odds attached to it. We're going to answer this question from Dante about Max Scherzer on strikeouts, but continue to throw your NBA Finals comments in the chat. Would love to hear from you guys as to which team you like on the spread. But we're going to move over, continue to do our MLB research. If any of you guys have MLB player prop bets that you want researched, continue to throw those in the chat as well. We're looking at Max Scherzer on strikeouts. And Dante was asking about the under at 6.5. The implied probability suggests the over is the stronger play, but the trends don't. So this is going to be one that I probably avoid. It's a tough play for me today because you just look at the trends. He did hit 8 strikeouts last game against the Rockies, but prior to that, he hadn't hit this once all season, even when he was using the sticky stuff. So you just have to be a little concerned. He is facing a Philadelphia Phillies team in which 3 of the last 4 starts, he's gone over the 6.5, but 3 of those 4 starts were last year. By the way, in April and 2 in May. That's a long time to be looking at that. So I really don't have a good vibe on this one. If I did have to go in any direction, Dante, I would lean towards the under, but I don't have a great feel on this one, in part because he is coming off his strongest start in terms of strikeouts of the year. And the Phillies, he does have a bit of a history, again, both with the Nationals and with the Mets, so he has a history of facing these hitters. I'm going to avoid this one. If I did have to lean in some direction, it would be on the under, but certainly not a big board play for me. Not one I have a conviction level above 50%. This is a coin flip for me. Anderson, I'm a Mets fan, and I'm telling you, he will not go over on strikeouts. Phillies' bats have been quiet. Last 2 games are due for an explosion. Interesting take. We're not very big on saying something's due. I know in baseball that actually is more likely to happen, that something's due and ultimately does play out. But we try to follow trends like Brett Beatty yesterday. We said he would get over half a base or over half a hit. That hit because it's been such a consistent play. But Anderson, you do have a few points that I agree with. One, Bryce Harper does have good numbers against him lifetime. One guy I want to call out, I'm actually going to give it out as a pick, so we'll just bring it out now. Stott, he has massive numbers against Max Scherzer. They're all singles, but 6 for 7 lifetime. Bryson Stott, he is a must play today. So we're actually going to give out that player prop bet right now, since we're talking about Max Scherzer, and this is one I saw that I was like, wow, this is a great play. So Bryson Stott, if we can get over half a hit, look at the implied probability on this. 69%. 69%. I know you'd be getting it at minus 219. I'm going to put it up on the board anyways. I'm going to put it up on the board in a couple different ways. The first is going to be Bryson Stott over half a base at minus 119. Again, this might be a leg of a parlay for you. The odds may not be great, but Bryson Stott over half a base. And then I'm also going to look, or that was over half a hit. Forgive me, over half a hit. So over half a hit. I would also consider him on a single. over half a single, that's where you can get it at minus 115 on DraftKings and BetMGM. So over half a single, that's a really good play, actually, and let me explain why. So we're getting that at minus 115. So, lifetime in his career against Max Scherzer, Bryson Stott, 7 at-bats, 6 hits, all of them have been, all but one have been singles. So he has 1 double in there, but once again, Bryson Stott, 7 at-bats, 6 hits, 5 have been singles, 1 double. So I love getting the over half a hit. I love taking the over half a single because it seems like when Bryson Stott's facing Scherzer, he's not getting the extra base hits. Only 1 out of the 6 have been an extra base hit. So that said, I'm going to go with that. I love the play today. That track record is one I don't want to overthink. It's an easy one for me. Bryson Stott, over half a hit, over half a single. Appreciate all those who are with us watching on Instagram Live, TikTok Live, and on YouTube. If you have questions, we are going to do the research right in front of you to help you out. Got a couple questions in from YouTube. Top Dog, Zodwick. We'll get to Zodwick's question in just a minute, but first we're going to answer Top Dog's question. Top Dog, we're going to go with you're asking about who's starting, Connor Siebold or Chase Anderson? Well, both of those guys, so the answer is Connor Siebold is starting in that game. Connor Siebold is starting, and I expect the Rockies to have a big offensive day. I was fooled by that one as well. A couple websites had Chase Anderson on the mound. I'm hearing Connor Siebold this morning, so I believe it is Connor Siebold on the mound for the Rockies. That was just a question about who's starting for the Colorado Rockies. Top Dog has one prop bet alert that he wants us to look into, and that is a Jokic triple-double. Let's look at it, and we're going to kind of reverse engineer this one. So we're going to look at Jokic for a triple-double. We're going to reverse engineer it, and we're going to first look at points first. Obviously, set above double digits. Really high implied probability if we go on over double digits. So we like that one. That's a no-brainer. Jokic is going to get his 10 points. Now let's look at assists. The line's set at 9.5, but the over is the stronger implied probability. I actually like Jokic on assists anyways. This is a pick I like. I'm going to put it up on my board. This is a pick that I liked pre-show, so I'm going to throw it up on my board as well. And that's Nikola Jokic over 9.5 assists. I'm taking this one at minus 145. Minus 145 for Jokic over 9.5 assists. If we're looking at alternative lines on this, you're not getting a good spot on it. Over 8.5 really slumps to minus 269. So the best place to take it's the over 9.5. That tells you right there, and the trend suggests it as well. At least he's got 2 legs of the triple-double. Points, assists. Now let's go over to rebounds. Completing the triple-double look for Jokic, we go to rebounds. 13.5 is where it's set. The over does have the worst implied probability. Let's reset it to over 9.5 to the question of the triple-double. It's been a consistent play. So what I would say is, yes, Top Dog, I do like Jokic to hit the triple-double tonight. The only hesitation I have about this one, the only hesitation around betting on a Jokic triple-double is, as I mentioned, Game 1 in these NBA playoff series is so often a feel-out game. Sometimes it's nice to see that Game 1 to then understand how Bam plays against Jokic or how the Heat are going to try and defend Jokic. It gives you a lot of data and therefore helps you with the bet. But based off of what we're seeing on odds and where the lines are being set, I do like Jokic on a triple-double tonight. Top Dog, who asked that question on YouTube. Zodwick is asking a question on YouTube. Caldwell Pope over 4.5 rebounds and assists. Let's look at Caldwell Pope over 4.5 rebounds and assists. So the implied probability on this one's at 57% for all those who watch the show. Anytime we see that above 55%, we really like it. This has been a consistent play. 5 out of the last 6 games. Looking at it at home, 4 straight games. This is a good play. You're going to sweat it a little bit. That hook's going to be tough. The 4.5, that hook's going to be tough. It's telling you 5 is probably where it's going to finish. But I do like it. There isn't an alternative line to take it, but the answer is based off the trends both over the last over the last 10 games as well as at home. Zodwick, I would say Caldwell Pope over 4.5 rebounds plus assists is a good play. Do like that one, Zodwick. Good call on that one. Not going to put it up on my big board, but do think that's a good play. Once again, for those that are watching, that's Caldwell Pope over 4.5 rebounds plus assists. Mike Torres sees Bam in foul trouble tonight. Wouldn't shock me. Wouldn't surprise me. I think he could have a devil of a time trying to defend Jokic. So, by the way, I also think if I'm the Denver Nuggets, I really try to apply pressure on Bam Adebayo with Aaron Gordon. We saw how good Aaron Gordon can be defensively. I think throwing that other body at Bam could frustrate him. So it's not just him having to deal with Jokic. Maybe Jokic, facing him defensively, Bam trying to defend Jokic defensively. But if you also throw Aaron Gordon on him, I think Bam Adebayo is the key. I mentioned this in the Celtics series. I'll say it again now. I know Jimmy Butler is Himmy Butler and playoff Jimmy. I know that these role players and these undrafted players get a lot of attention for the Miami Heat. But if the Miami Heat are going to win a title, Bam Adebayo has to play well. Like, that's obvious to most of you, but I say it because obviously going into the series, we know what we're going to get from Jokic. I think Aaron Gordon could have a good series. Bam Adebayo must show up. If he gets in foul trouble, I think the Heat are playing with an arm behind their back. I could see them really falling behind in this series if Bam Adebayo doesn't show up in games 1 and 2. Appreciate you guys being with us. If you've missed any of our picks in the first half hour of the show, here they are up on your screen. Make sure you continue to ask your questions. Every time we get some confetti, our live goal here on TikTok Live, we give out a pick, as well as when we hit 2,000 likes. So hit that like button. Every time we hit a 2,000 like benchmark, we give out a pick. Appreciate all of those being with us. If you've got a question, throw it in the chat. We have hit 2,000 likes, so want to give out one of our next picks. Let's give out another NBA player prop bet, why don't we? Okay, let's give out some first quarter plays. We're going to give out some first quarter plays, and the player prop bet we're going to give out now because we've hit 2,000 likes on TikTok Live. You guys are awesome, so thank you for hitting that like button. The next pick we're going to give out is going to be Caleb Martin over 4.5 first quarter points. That's Caleb Martin over 4.5 first quarter points. We are taking that at minus 137. Minus 137. That's Caleb Martin over 4.5 first quarter points. Let me explain why we like this play. Martin has gone over 4.5 first quarter points in 4 of his last 5 games and in 3 of his last 4 road games. So 4 of his last 5 games overall, 3 of his last 4 road games, Caleb Martin has hit this over. Daddy's Pride, thank you so much for following the show. Appreciate you becoming a member of the Butt Fumble Sports community. Welcome. Okay. That was the last pick we just gave out for hitting 2,000 likes, was Caleb Martin over 4.5 first quarter points. If any of you guys want help with your picks, or if you want more of my picks, this is how it goes down. Throw your question in the comments section. We'll do the research right in front of you, help you get your picks figured out for today's games. But if you want one of my picks, hit that like button. Every time we hit 2,000 like benchmarks on TikTok Live, we give out a pick. Or every time we get some confetti. So our live goal is the confetti. Every time we get our live goal, we give out a pick. Consider it the fast pass of picks. Every time we get it, we give out a pick right away. If you're watching on Instagram Live and you want to see the picks up on the screen, hit the link in our bio, go to our YouTube channel. You can watch the entire show on YouTube. I think it's the best viewing experience other than TikTok Live. And that way you can see all of our picks and all the research if you're watching on Instagram Live. Okay, guys, where are you guys viewing from? Would love to know where you guys are watching from. Wherever you are across the country or across the world, would love to know where you're watching from. Really excited about this show and everything that we're getting into today. So IP Shade 45, you do ask about Mark Canha. We're gonna answer your question, and then IP Shade 45 hooked us up with that confetti. So we're gonna give out another pick in just one moment. But first, let's talk about Mark Canha. I do like Mark Canha. By the way, Daddy's Pride is watching in Ghana. If that doesn't impress you about the reach of Butt Fumble Sports, unbelievable. Butt Fumble Sports is now being viewed by someone in Ghana. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome to Butt Fumble Sports. We are live every single day for 2 hours, sharing whatever knowledge and stats and analytics that we have to help you make bets, help you with your sports analysis, and hopefully help you with your entertainment as you watch all these MLB, NBA, and NHL games. We're going to answer IP Shade 45's question about Mark Canha, and then we're going to give out a pick to say thank you for that confetti. So Mark Canha does have good stats against Walker. Taijuan Walker, who's the starting pitcher of the Philadelphia Phillies. Mark Canha does have good stats against him. So you were asking about over-under on a single. So you want a single. So interesting, the under has the stronger implied probability here. If we're looking at the over, has been a very consistent play. I'm kind of surprised that the implied probability is so far down on this. He does have a single in 3 out of his last 7 games. As I mentioned a moment ago, oh, it's not showing up here. The stats come from beyond 2018. Interesting. Because when I was doing my research last night, Mark Canha against Walker, 3 for 5 lifetime, 1 home run, 2 RBIs, and a walk. So Outlier isn't showing us stats here. So Mark Canha, this has to be since 2018. So the stats against... So Mark Canha, this is only showing since 2018. Lifetime, Mark Canha, 3 for 5. That's good for a 600 batting average, 1 home run, 2 RBIs, and a walk. I agree with you. I don't think the singles is the right play. IP Shade 45. I don't think singles is the right play. I feel like overall bases is a better play. If I look at bases, over half a base, that's the play. Mark Canha over half a base at minus 175. IP Shade 45, that's the play for us. So I'm actually going to throw this one up on my big board. I like the in-game bet. I like the in-show bet. That is Mark Canha over half a base. We're getting that at minus, what is that, minus 170? Minus 175. Again, the implied probability on that, 64%, really strong, has hit consistently as we saw because of the singles. So I wouldn't do it on overall on singles. I would do it on overall bases. I like him getting on base, but you're actually putting yourself in a tough spot by only taking a single. I actually think the likelihood of a double is pretty high today, given his track record. So that said, there you go, another pickup on the board. But we have another pick to give out because IP Shade 45 hooked us up with some confetti. Again, every time we get hooked up with our live goal, we give out a pick. I'm going to make this a double dip. We'll probably do that for most of the confetti picks. When we get a confetti pick, we'll probably give out that double dip of long ball, long shot, as well as an overall player prop bet. The next one we're going to give out is going to be Jose Altuve. Jose Altuve. Let's look at him to hit a home run today. To hit a home run, plus 430. Plus 430. And we'll also take Jose Altuve over 1.5. And here we're going to look for hits, runs, and RBIs. We want to make sure it's 1.5. Look at the implied probability on this. 59%. That's what we're looking for. 59%. So implied probability, 59%. Over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. And we're going to take this at minus 145. Minus 145 for Jose Altuve over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Really strong play for me today. Again, the reasoning behind it. Jose Altuve, in his career, against the starting pitcher he'll be facing today, who's Pablo Lopez. Or not Pablo, sorry, Reed Detmers. Sorry, Reed Detmers. So lifetime against Reed Detmers, 2 for 7, 286 average, a home run, an RBI, a walk, and a strikeout. The likelihood of home runs, if we go to our ballparkpal.com website, likelihood of home runs in this game up 4% for the Angels and the Astros. So I do like this play. Jose Altuve over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, as well as Jose Altuve to hit a home run. We have a bunch of questions to get to. So we're going to answer Colton's question because IP Shade 45 gave us that fire. So we're going to answer Colton's question, and then we're going to give out a pick because Colton just hooked us up with some confetti. So we have a couple things to do right now. We're going to answer this question about Kevin Kiermaier, and then we're going to give out a pick. So let's go look at Kevin Kiermaier to get a hit today. Kiermaier of the Toronto Blue Jays, just to get a hit. Strong implied probability here. 59%. It's been a really strong play. Colton, love the take on this one. Kevin Kiermaier, you look at the trend. 9 out of the last 10 games he has a hit. 4 out of 4 straight games. Looking at it at home. 6 games in a row. Looking at it head-to-head against the Brewers. Only has the 1-game sample size, so not big there. But love the play, actually. Love the play. Now, he's facing Freddie Peralta. He doesn't have any stats career-wise against Freddie Peralta, so just something to be mindful of. But love the trend on this one. I'm willing to actually throw this one up on my big board just because the trend is so strong. I'll ride with it. That's Kevin Kiermaier. Now, over half a base, also a strong play at minus 165. So you can take it at over half a hit or over half a base. The over half a hit is the stronger odds play, so we'll take it there. This is an in-show research play, so we put the asterisk next to it. Kevin Kiermaier over half a hit. And again, that's minus 135. Love the play. Love getting these research call-outs, by the way. Love when you guys are able to share with us a really good play. Colton, good thinking on that one. Really good job. So we have another pick to give out right now. Another pick to give out because Colton hooked us up with our live goal. Let's stay with that. Let's go back to that Astros game. Again, I'm going to double down on this one. I know it seems crazy, but I'm going to double down on home runs in this game. I'm going Jeremy Pena. Jeremy Pena to hit a home run. Astros game I showed you it a moment ago because the weather. Hot down there in Houston. The ball should be flying in that ballpark, and Reed Detmers is a good one to take. So plus 540. I can get Jeremy Pena at plus 540. I really like it, by the way. In his career against Reed Detmers, he has 7 at-bats, 4 hits. That's good for a 571 average, 1 double, 1 RBI, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. He doesn't have a home run, but I am taking Jeremy Pena on a home run today. I am also going to take him, Jeremy Pena, over 1.5. And just to confirm it, I do want it at 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Look at the implied probability on it, 59%. Strong play. Love it. Getting it at minus 145 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs at minus 145. those are the two plays I really like for that Houston Astros game today against the LA Angels. You may also want to consider Shohei Ohtani to hit a home run. He hit 2 yesterday. He is red hot. I would not be surprised if Shohei Ohtani went yard again today. So I'm actually going to throw that one up on the board. Shohei Ohtani to hit a home run. It's actually only at 15% implied probability on this. Plus 500. Plus 500. Am I missing something? He's been really hot of late. Just want to see. Framber Valdez. Oh, he's got bad numbers against him. Never mind. That's why Shohei Ohtani has really bad numbers against Framber Valdez. There you can see it. That's why. Okay, that's why we're avoiding Shohei Ohtani today. Never mind on Shohei Ohtani home runs. He's just been red hot of late, but there's a reason those odds are so far down. Top Dog on YouTube is asking about Pete Alonso over half a hit. Pete Alonso on over half a hit. So let's dive into that right now. Looking at Pete Alonso over half a hit. Look, the implied probability on this is off the charts at 71%. Love the play. Love the play. Obviously, I wouldn't take it only because the odds on it are minus 239 at best. Top Dog, if you're willing to put the money down on the minus 239, I absolutely would take it. Against Walker, good play. No reason for me to dislike this one. The implied probability says it all. But that said, I would be a little bit cautious if you're not willing to put up the odds. So, D Boggs 413 watching on Instagram Live. If you want to see our picks up on the screen, hit the link in our bio and go to our YouTube channel because we actually have Rafi Devers up on our big board right now. We do like Rafi Devers to hit a home run at plus 310. We also like him at over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. So if you want to see all of our picks up on the screen, and that way you don't miss a pick, you can get all of the research right up in the screen in front of you. Hit the link in our bio. Go to our YouTube channel, Butt Fumble Sports. So D Boggs 413. Yes, what do we think about Rafi Devers to hit a home run? Really like him today. Think he's going to be involved in a decent scoring game for the Red Sox today. Okay, Arctic Tiger. Carroll, Marte, Alvarez over hits, runs, RBIs. So I like Marte. I like Carroll. So Blease, what I'm seeing for the pitcher for the Houston Astros is Framber Valdez. Framber Valdez is going to be the pitcher today for the Houston Astros. That's what we were just seeing on Outlier. Arctic Tiger, I do like those plays today. So, I'm assuming, though, it's not Starling Marte, it's Ketel Marte. And those would be the guys I like. So, the question that Arctic Tiger was asking about, Connor Siebold on the mound for the Colorado Rockies. Ketel Marte, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I'm going to throw it up on our board. I love the play. It's an in-show research bet for me, but I do like it. Ketel Marte, over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. Again, we're getting that at minus 160. Really strong play with the implied probability of 62%. Let's go look at Corbin Carroll. Over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Same strong implied probability. I'm going to tack it on. Corbin Carroll. Over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs at minus 165. Again, strong probability, has been a hot trend. Connor Siebold is dog poop, so we're going to go with it. The last one you asked about was Alvarez. I'm assuming that's Yordan Alvarez. The over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, 57% implied probability. Against Detmers in his career, not great. 1 for 4. Don't feel as strongly about this one. Not going to put this one up on my board. Wouldn't be shocked if he hit a home run. Wouldn't be surprised if Alvarez has a good game. So I'm not trying to talk you out of it, Arctic Tiger. All I'm telling you is I'm not putting it up on my big board. Not a strong enough implied probability. Not a strong enough trend play. But I'm not talking you out of it. This is actually a decent play. But I'm not gonna put it up on my big board. For those who are curious about the picks I do have up on my big board, here you go. All right here on the screen. Oh, Dante, you were saying TBD Astros pitcher. Yeah, it looks like Framber Valdez, so that's a good indication. Good indication to take the Astros on the money line. Kyle, just curious, what do people in the community usually put on a long shot bet? So Kyle, this is how we approach the differences in a long shot bet versus the minus bets. So if I get a bet that's at plus 330 or longer, I put down half a unit. So plus 300 or more, I put down half a unit. If it's under that amount, if it's plus 300 or less, going closer to the negative, I put down a full unit. Now, a full unit could be $10, it could be $20. I'm not Dave Portnoy, I'm not one of these higher rollers, so it certainly doesn't get beyond $20 units for me just yet. Hopefully someday in life I'll be financially well off enough to be able to do so. But for me, right now, usually a unit for me is either $10 or $20. Again, half of that goes on a long shot bet. So Jose Altuve at plus 430, I would put $10 on it. Jose Altuve at over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, I'd put $20 on it. That's me. You guys may have a different unit amount. Your unit may be $1, half a unit 50 cents. Your unit may be $1,000, half a unit $500. That's up to you. Be aware of how much money you're willing to lose. Not how much money you want to win. Consider how much money you're willing to lose. Create a budget. Understand the number of bets. Create a unit amount that you feel comfortable with, in which the return is worth it to you and the risk won't ultimately bury you. So for me, usually a unit is either $10 or $20, and then obviously on a long shot play, it's half of that. So Kyle, that's how I approach the unit amount. Appreciate all those who are watching, no matter the channel. But Fumble Sports is here for you every single day for 2 hours every single day on Instagram Live, TikTok Live, and on YouTube. As you guys know, I love talking sports, love researching sports, and love talking to sports fans like yourself. We are here for all of your questions, everything you guys need every single day. Elliot Robinson was asking about MLB moneyline plays today, so I'll give out an MLB moneyline play today. We were not hot on these yesterday, so I was staying away from them a little bit today. I do have some to give out. The first one is going to be the Rockies, Diamondbacks. I'm taking the over 9 runs. I'm taking that at minus 145. Rockies, Diamondbacks, over 9 runs. Big reason for this, there is a lot of good weather in today's action when it comes to scoring. Hot weather across the country. A lot of these games are going to be played in 80 plus degrees, which means the ball should be flying, should be carrying a little bit farther. For all of those who don't know, the hotter it is, the farther the ball flies. So I love this Rockies game. It's going off at a plus probability on overall runs. So I do like the over 9 runs in the run. Every time you guys hit us to another 2,000 like benchmark on TikTok, we give out a pick. Or if you want to fast pass it and get a pick right away, give us the gift of our live goal, that confetti. Every time we get the gift of confetti, we give out a pick right away. So those are the ways we give out our picks. But we just gave out an MLB game pick. That's definitely one I like. Okay, Arctic Tiger is asking about Masataka Yoshida. And this is going to be one that's going to end up falling on my big board, believe it or not. This one's going to land on my big board. But Masataka Yoshida, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, at this point has become a really consistent play. The kid, he's not a kid, by the way. He's almost a vet at this point. I know he's a rookie, but he comes from Japan, and he's a seasoned, experienced hitter. He's had his rough stretches. Really, that's when he's over pulling the ball, getting on top of it, pounding it into the ground. You haven't seen that over the last few games. He hit a home run yesterday. He also got on base and scored in another play. I like Masataka Yoshida over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. That also means I like him in fantasy. So Arctic Tiger, the fact I like him over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs means he's also a good fantasy play. I'm going to throw this one up on my big board. It isn't one that I had pre-show, so I will stay to the tradition of putting the asterisk next to it. But I feel like Masataka Yoshida, especially when we think there are going to be runs for the Red Sox, if they have a good opportunity either because the weather or the starting pitching matchup to score some runs, we'll be pretty consistent on taking Masataka Yoshida over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. We're taking that at minus 130. Minus 130. Let's also just look at over 1.5 total bases. Not as good implied not a good implied probability. That's why we like the over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs more, but just something to keep your eye on. So again, we added that to our big board. Masataka Yoshida over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Big board's getting loaded. Big board is getting fat with a lot of picks, but we aren't even close to being done yet. So hook us up with our live goal, hit that confetti. Let's give out some more NBA player prop bets. Would love to drop a bunch of those on you guys. For those watching on YouTube, make sure you throw your questions or comments in the chat. If you guys have any reactions, make sure you throw them in the chat as well. Okay, IP Shade 45 is asking about Elias Diaz. Elias Diaz, let's look at Elias Diaz really quick, and then we'll give out another pick because we just got some more confetti. So Elias Diaz, let's go look at over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Not as good an implied probability. I know it's at the 55%, but not as great as we would like it. Let's go look at over on bases. The under, that's where it's at. Not great. Let's look at overall hits. That's a good play, but you have to take it at minus 225 at best. I'm not seeing a great play with Diaz right now, unless we go towards home runs. Do we think he could hit a home run? He's going off at plus 630. Plus 630 on this. Now, interestingly enough, pre-show, I did have this loaded up as a potential home run play. I'm going to put an asterisk next to it. I did have it loaded up pre-show. So I don't know how I should do this one. I'm not going to give it out as a hit, run, and RBI. But Elias Diaz, I did have as a pre-show home run pick, believe it or not. Plus 630. I'm taking this as an ultimate long shot. Again, this is a half unit play for me. I won't double dip on this one. I won't double down on it. But if I were to take any pick with him, it'd be on a home run, believe it or not. That's actually the one that attracted me the most. Let me make this font a little bit smaller so you can see all the picks on the screen all at once. And don't miss any of the picks that we've given out so far in our show. We have another pick to give out, by the way, because IP Shade 45 just hooked us up with some confetti. Big shout out to IP Shade 45 and Colton for helping us with that confetti. Here are all the picks right now. Let's give you another pick. And we are going to go to an NBA player prop bet. This is one that a lot of you guys have come to love. It's one of my favorite picks to give out every single Miami Heat game. I'm sure you guys already know where I'm going. A lot of those loyal viewers probably know this pick very, very well. Say it with me now. Jimmy Butler over 1.5 steals. You guys knew it. You guys who watch every show, you guys knew where I was going with this one. Jimmy Butler over 1.5 steals has become one of our favorite plays. Every time the Miami Heat have played in this postseason has been a very consistent play. It is cashed in 7 of his last 10 games and in 5 straight road games. One more time. 7 of the last 10 games for the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler has over 1.5 steals. And more importantly, 5 straight road games. 5 straight road games. Jimmy Butler has over 1.5 steals. That is the latest pick we just gave out. Jimmy Butler over 1.5 steals. Hope you guys are having as much fun as I am. Unbelievable. We have already been live for 1 full hour of the show. We have been live for 1 full hour. Still have 1 hour left to go. So if you have questions, if you have reactions to our picks, If you want help with your research, throw your comments, questions in the chat. We have 1 hour to go. A ton of picks given out. We're almost halfway to our live goal. Would love to hit our live goal over the course of the show. But for all of those who are watching, no matter the platform, Instagram Live, TikTok Live, or on YouTube, make sure you reach out, ask your questions, get involved. We love the engagement from all of you. Make sure you follow us. ButtFumbleSports.com is our website. Make sure you go to our website, ButtFumbleSports.com. You can get all of our latest articles, including our daily DFS lineup that we publish every day. We actually also published our article for the Spanish Grand Prix going on this Sunday. We have a Formula One expert who puts together his analysis for the race. Don't miss that one for sure. We'll drop our NASCAR picks a little later this afternoon. We also have our daily fantasy lineup, our MLB picks of the day, as well as every hitter that has a really good matchup against the starting pitchers of the day. So for all of those who want to check out where we're doing our research or check out some more of our content, if you want to see our NBA Finals Game 1 pick, go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. While you're there, sign up for our free newsletter. You'll see at the top of the screen this little red bar. Sign up for our free newsletter. Make sure you sign up today. Here are all of the picks we've given out so far in our show. 1 hour into the show. Really excited about all that we have going on. Arctic Tiger, any news about Vincent playing? I hadn't heard anything about Gabe Vincent not playing. Is there a reason that he wouldn't be? I understand the ankle, but he's had some days to rest. No reason to think he played in the last game. He played in Game 7 against the Celtics, so no reason for me to be concerned about Gabe Vincent's playing status. I fully expect him to be on the floor tonight. Arctic Tigers asked about MPJ over points, rebounds, and assists. Let's look at Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. over points, rebounds, and assists. The line on this one set at 23.5, and you'll be happy to see Arctic Tiger. The implied probability on this, 56%, which is in our sweet spot. Let's dive into it. How consistent a play has it been? Really consistent is the answer. 7 out of the last 8 games this has hit. 4 straight games. Let's look at it at home. 3 straight games at home. This is a strong play. This is definitely a play worth making right now, just based off of the trends. Again, I will say the only thing I would be a little wary about in all of my NBA player prop bets tonight, and this goes for all of them, the ones I've given out and the ones you're asking about, is Game 1 is usually a feel-out game. It is like the first round of a fight. They're feeling each other out. So I would say there's a bit of grain of salt that comes with our Game 1 picks because we don't have the data of the two teams head-to-head since, way earlier in the season. So the feel-out game tells us a lot. How's one team defending a star player? How are they approaching certain defensive sets? Who's going to be a key scorer? So there are some feel-out components for tonight's game. That said, we're still putting bets down. Michael Porter Jr. over 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists has been a really consistent play. I'll throw it up on the big board because it has been such a consistent trend play. So Michael Porter Jr. over 23.5 points, plus rebounds, plus assists. And we are taking that at minus 125. Minus 125 on that play. Good call out by Arctic Tiger. Love you guys throwing your ideas into the comments section. We've actually found some really good picks today. You can see if it has an asterisk next to it, it means it's a pick that we found doing our research during the show. Already have some really good ones up on the board. So you guys are doing a really good job of doing your research at home. Hope you guys are having a lot of fun and also learning a lot from your fellow Butt Fumble Sports viewer. Hopefully it's not just me being a talking head, but you guys are learning a lot as other throws their questions or reactions or picks into the chat. We are going to answer Top Dog's question. Top Dog is asking about Bruce Brown over half a three-pointer. Bruce Brown over half a three-pointer. And I've already looked this one up. This one's a really good play. This one's a good play. I'm going to show it, but we did our research before the show on this one. This is a really good play. 58% implied probability, has hit in 4 of the last 5 games, has hit in 100% of the games he's played against the Miami Heat. I will throw this one up on my board as well. It was a pre-show pick for me. I know we just brought it up because Top Dog mentioned it, but we are taking Bruce Brown over half a three-pointer made. And we are taking that at minus 140. Yeah, minus 140. Thank you, Top Dog, for that one. Love that play. Just threw it up on our big board. Okay, IP Shade 45. Love it, love it, love it. IP Shade 45 is doing the work, everybody. Big shout out to IP Shade 45. You have just unmined one of our favorite plays of the day for our home run bets. By the way, I love when you guys tap on something that I'm already looking at. I'm going to put it next to his teammate. I had Kyle Schwarber as a home run pick of the day as well. Kyle Schwarber was a home run pick of the day as well. I'm going to double down on him. Just give me 1 second. We're taking Kyle Schwarber over. Look at the implied probability on home runs. 28%. You brought it up. He has a great history against Walker. 28% implied probability. I'm taking this, though, at plus 260. It's not a great bet in terms of the odds. That's why I was waiting on it, but plus 260 for Kyle Schwarber. And yes, we are doubling down on this one. Kyle Schwarber over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Again, I'll put him next to his teammate just to make it a little easier. Kyle Schwarber over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. Let's see what the odds are. Kyle Schwarber, the odds. By the way, the implied probability isn't in our favor on this one. I'm still liking it at 1.5. Let's look at total bases. That's stronger at half a base. I'm going to take that at half a base at minus 155. So I'm scratching this one. Didn't like the odds I saw. Over half a base, that is a no-brainer for me. I can't believe this is even being offered. Minus 155 on over half a base for Kyle Schwarber. That doesn't make sense to me. I know he's been struggling a bit of late, but that one doesn't make sense to me, and here's why. Kyle Schwarber in his career against Taijuan Walker, 12 at-bats, 4 hits, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, 5 walks, and 5 strikeouts. So this is a no-brainer for me. Kyle Schwarber over half a base at minus 155. Why is it minus 155? That's too easy a bet for me. I'll throw that up on my big board right there. So there you can see all of our picks so far for the show. All of our picks up on the screen. We have 50 minutes left of our show left to go. So make sure you continue to engage. We are here for the next 50 minutes handing out picks. Okay, Arctic Tiger. Gallo, Kepler over hits, runs, RBIs. Let's look at it. We'll start with Joey Gallo. We're looking at hits, runs, and RBIs. Joey Gallo. The implied probability here is dead even. Dead even. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. The trend is not in our favor. Not a good trend. I know he's going again up against Bibby. Tyler Bibby. Doesn't have any history against him. I know it's a righty-lefty matchup. The weather in this game does suggest there are going to be runs and extra base hits. But I don't feel as good about Gallo. Let's look at his total bases. Nope. Nope, I'm not feeling Joey Gallo right now. I'm not feeling Joey Gallo. Just don't like the trends. Maybe the pitching matchup's a good one, but don't like it. The implied probabilities. Don't like that one, Arctic Tiger. Don't like that play at all. So I'm fading Joey Gallo today. Hits, runs, and RBIs for Kepler. Implied probability isn't with us on hits, runs, and RBIs. Let's look at the trend. Not with us. Against right-handed pitching, by the way, Gallo and Kepler both have bad averages. Both have averages that are under 216 or under. Don't like these plays, Arctic Tiger. Nope. And again, those could hit. I'm more saying the trends don't imply they're a good play. Total bases, not a good play. So again, I'm not saying that those couldn't cash. I'm saying when it comes to a trend, I'm not seeing any trend that would have me endorsing it. Appreciate all of those who are watching. Kyle on YouTube is asking about the Red Sox on the money line. Red Sox on the money line. That actually is another one of my favorite bets of the day. So if I am going to put that one up on my big board. I do like the Red Sox today on the money line. Chris Sale on the mound, trying not to get swept by the Cincinnati Reds. Chris Sale in the month of May. I know we've entered June now, but in the month of May, 3-0 win-loss record, 26 innings pitched, a 2.42 ERA, only 3 home runs allowed, 4 walks to 30 strikeouts, and opponents have just a 183 batting average against him. Chris Sale has found it. Whatever loss of command or loss of velocity that he had suffered over the last few years, Chris Sale has emerged over the last month as one of the better starters right now in the American League. So I am riding with the Red Sox today on the money line with Chris Sale on the bump. We are taking the Red Sox at minus 155. Minus 155 on that play for Red Sox on the money line. Okay, no matter where you guys are watching, no matter what platform you're watching on, we're going to have a celebrity shot moment right now. So everyone who's watching on Instagram, TikTok, or on YouTube, here's your moment to get involved in the show. Share your favorite pick of the day. Everybody that's watching, I want you to share your one favorite pick of the day. So if you're watching on Instagram Live, TikTok Live, or on YouTube, write your favorite one pick of the day. Your one pick that if you had a big board, you would put it on it. Give us your one favorite pick of the day right now. Everyone who's watching, we're going to do this now. We've hit an hour and 15 minutes into our show, 45 minutes left to go, but I want to see what's your favorite one pick of the day. So no matter what platform, no matter where you're watching, could be any sport, hockey, baseball, basketball, it could be Korean baseball, it could be darts, I don't care. Share with us your one favorite pick of the day. IP Shade 45 is taking Reed Detmers over 1.5 walks. Reed Detmers over 1.5 walks is IP Shade 45's favorite play of the day. Keeping track of that one. Share your favorite pick of the day in the comment section. No matter the platform, share it with us now. IP Shade 45's was 1.5 walks for Reed Detmers. To Find K-Line on Instagram Live's favorite pick of the day is over on the Twins game. Over on the Twins game. Tristan, welcome to the show. You can double back. We've been giving out our picks. Right now we're asking what's your favorite one pick of the day. For all of those who are watching on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, share with us your one favorite pick of the day so far. Your one favorite pick. And Tristan, you're breaking one of our cardinal rules. We don't do it that way. We don't do it that way. I'm not going to give you just my one favorite pick. I have a confidence level, but for us to give out our confidence level, we need someone to subscribe. But these are picks I like. These are picks that have good trends behind them. So if it's up here on the board, I do like the pick. You're all good, Tristan. We got a lot of love for you. You're all good. Okay, Real Bordeaux's favorite pick of the day is Hunter Green. Hunter Green over 6.5 strikeouts. That's Real Bordeaux's favorite pick of the day. Love it. Caesar, loyal viewer on YouTube, Caesar's favorite pick of the day is Yordan Alvarez over 2+ total bases. So Caesar on YouTube's favorite play is Yordan Alvarez over 1.5 total bases. Dante on YouTube's favorite play is Alex Bregman over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Love these plays. Again, for all of those who are just joining the show or watching and maybe a little bit sheepish, right now I'm asking for your one favorite play of the day. You can see a lot of my picks up on the screen, having some fun with you guys. Share with us your one favorite pick of the day. That way everyone who's watching the show can hear it. I'm doing this because you guys do your research. You guys are knowledgeable as well. I want to make sure all of our viewers are able to see what other people are putting up there on their big boards at home. That way you guys can be a part of it. Yordan Alvarez, 2.5 plus bases. So let's look into a couple of these. Yordan Alvarez is one of the favorite bets of the day that we just got. Looking at over bases. Interesting. Not as good an implied probability play, but maybe that's not deterring Caesar on YouTube. Dante's favorite play of the day was 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs for Alex Bregman. Let's look at that. Favorite play of the day, hits, runs, RBIs. Strong implied probability on that one. Good call, Dante. Caesar, you were asking about total bases for Altuve. We put that one up on the screen a little bit earlier. Oops. We do like that one. We do like that one. Over 1.5 bases, not bad. The over in the Twins game was another one that was brought up. Over in the Twins game was brought up. The over is set at 8 runs in that game. The over has not been a strong play for these two teams. Might be something you'd be a little worried about, but the likelihood of overall runs is up in that game. Maybe the weather gets you excited. Irving Marquez, I think the best beer today is Arizona and Colorado. I'm assuming that's best bet, but Irvin, that might be a best bet to have a beer with, is Arizona and Colorado hitting over their number. We've put that one up on our board. Rockies and Diamondbacks over 9 is what we took. Okay, Kyle, if you're wondering, the website we're using right now that you see up on the screen is called Outlier. Outlier is a great sports betting tool, allows us to do all of our research all in one place, as well as do some comparison shopping. That way I can find the best bet. I can find the best alternative line, as well as the best bet across the different sports books. That way I can make the most amount of money on bets I like. By the way, Kyle, if you want a free 7-day trial to Outlier, DM us on TikTok, Instagram, or on Twitter, and we will send you a link for a free 7-day trial for Outlier. Irving, love the play over on the Arizona Diamondbacks, Colorado Rockies play. Irvin, love the idea. I've got the same instinct you do. That is one of our favorite game picks of the day for Major League Baseball. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. Hope you're having a lot of fun. We have 40 minutes left of the show to go. We still have a ton of picks to give out. We have yet to hit half of our live goal. Let's try and hit our live goal over the next 40 minutes. I have easily 6 picks to give out. I have a lot more than that. In fact, I have 6 NBA player prop bet picks to give out. I just have 6 of those alone. So let's hit that live goal as quickly as we can. Let's give out even more picks. Again, we are giving out picks every time we get our live goal of confetti or every time we hit a 2,000 like benchmark. If you guys are loyal viewers of the show, you guys know how it works. That confetti is like a fast pass at Disney World. Takes you right to the front of the line. It has us giving out picks right away. So hit that confetti. Let's give out some picks really quick. IP Shade 45, there it goes. IP Shade 45 delivering some confetti. So all of a sudden we're up to 7. Hopefully someone else besides IP Shade 45 can contribute, can be a part of the fun. That said, as promised, I have 3 picks to give out. I will give out one NBA MLB game. One MLB game. It's the last MLB game I'll give out, and that is Padres Marlins under 9 runs. I'm taking that at minus 155. So that's one more MLB game pick that we just gave out. Now we're going to give out a bunch of NBA player prop bets. So that we're going to give out a bunch of NBA player prop bets. So make sure you're paying attention. I'm going to drop a bunch of NBA player prop bets right now. In fact, I'm going to drop 3 right now. I'm going to drop 3 NBA player prop bets right now. So make sure you're paying attention. Here we go. First one, Gabe Vincent over half a steal. Sorry, over half a steal plus a block. Over half a steal plus a block. I am taking that at minus 210. This might be a good leg of a parlay, but Gabe Vincent over half a steal plus a block. Here's another NBA player prop bet for you. Kentavious Caldwell Pope. What are we taking with KCP? We are taking over half a turnover. Over half a turnover, and we're taking that at minus 180. So KCP over half a turnover at minus 180. That's not our only turnover play. We're also taking Bruce Brown over half a turnover. Over half a turnover at minus 235. Now again, might not be odds you like, but definitely something you want to consider for a leg of a parlay. Let me drop some knowledge on the picks I just gave out. Gabe Vincent has over half a steal or a block in 8 of his last 10 games and 3 of his last 4 road games. Now going to the other side. Kentavious Caldwell Pope has a turnover in 4 straight games. Turnover in 4 straight games. Finally, Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown has at least 2 turnovers in both of his games against the Miami Heat this year. So those are 3 NBA player prop bets that we just gave out. Mikhail, what are those minuses? The minuses are the odds. The minuses are the odds that we're taking on the bet. So the bets are being offered at different odds based on the likelihood that they go off. So we just gave out Bruce Brown minus 235. That's not a very good bet for those bettors out there who want to cash some money. So you want to add that as a leg of a parlay. Perfect example of what a parlay is. A parlay is multiple bets on the same ticket. One parlay you may want to consider tonight: Nuggets on the money line, Bruce Brown on over turnover. Or Heat to cover 11.5 and Bruce Brown over half a turnover. That way you take that minus 235, you combine it with another odd from another bet, and it makes it a little bit more advantageous in terms of the money you get on the return on that bet. Those were 3 picks that we just gave out. If we hit our live goal, we will give out more picks. So every time we get that confetti, we give out another pick. Of course, when we hit 4,000 likes on TikTok, we will give out a pick. Okay, in a parlay, Mikhail Reeves, if you have a 3-leg parlay and any one of those 1 legs misses, you miss. A parlay has to be perfect. A parlay is like if I roll my bowling ball down the lane, I have to knock every pin down in order to get the strike. If any pin stays standing, I get nothing. That's what a parlay is. I have to get everything right. When we hit 4,000 likes, we will give out another pick. We have given out a ton of picks over the course of the show. I mean, are these the most amount of picks that we've given out in the course of a show? It may be, but let me tell you, I love the picks today. Like, I'm really confident in my picks, so definitely really excited about the picks that we have. That's why we're here, Mikhail. We're here for info, we're here for ideas, we're here for picks, and hopefully we're here to entertain you guys over the course of our show and make the games that you watch later in the day that much more entertaining. We are here to entertain you guys, inform you guys, help you guys out with all that you have around sports, whether it's fantasy, sports betting, or just knowledge around sports. That's why we're here. And by the way, But Fumble Sports is live every day for 2 hours. Adam's here on Instagram Live. Who do you like tonight in the NBA? I like the Nuggets on the money line. I like the Heat to cover plus 11.5. That's an alternative line, but I got it at minus 150, and I do like the over. That said, Adams, if you want to see all of my picks on the screen in front of you, hit the link in our bio and go to our YouTube channel. On our YouTube channel, But Fumble Sports, we're live there right now, and you can see my big board with all of my picks up on the screen. And when I say all of my picks, I mean all of them. My NBA game picks, my MLB game picks, and also player prop bets for the MLB as well as for the NBA. Guerra, since I'm in Cali, I can only do parlays and I'm always missing by one player. Here's the question, Guerra. How many legs of the parlay do they force you to take? By the way, I hate that part of the country is still not allowing sports betting to the full extent. It feels like that's only a matter of time, especially with the amount of money that these states are rolling in. The state of New York is literally bringing in billions of dollars every month through sports betting, so it's only a matter of time, especially a state like California, that could use the injection of revenue. That said, if you are looking at parlays, let me know how many legs you have to take, and maybe we can custom design some parlays that are the appropriate size that may be a bit more advantageous for you. But for those in California, we know it's an uphill struggle for sports betting. We'll do everything we can to try and help you out and help you cash some tickets. Kyle on YouTube is asking, how are the Guardians against Pablo Lopez? Let's look at it. We're looking for the Cleveland Guardians against Pablo Lopez. We're actually on this game already. Pablo Lopez will show you the stats right now. There are actually some hitters who hit him okay. Mike Zunino, 2 for 3. Jose Ramirez, 1 for 3. Jimenez, 2 for 2. The answer is not a large sample size. Not a large sample size, and that's a bit concerning. If I do go towards Pablo Lopez this year and his stats overall, 4.11 ERA, 3.3 overall win-loss record. So, not a lot of standout numbers for him. So, Adams, we do the live stream every single day. There are different times. We post our schedule on Instagram and on YouTube and on Twitter, rather. Here's our schedule for the remainder of the week. So we have our show tomorrow, Friday at 3 p.m. For all of our viewers, we will be live tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All the times I'm going to give you are Eastern-based. I'm based on the East Coast, so all these times are Eastern Standard Times. So our show will be live tomorrow at 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. We still have another half hour of this show, so no reason to go anywhere. But we have another show at 3 p.m. tomorrow. We are also live during the early afternoon. I don't know if it's 11 a.m. or 1 p.m. on Saturday. We have to check. Blyce, maybe you can tell me what our schedule is for Saturday. I just need to check the calendar for shows that we have right now. I'm pretty sure it's 1. No, it's 11 a.m. 11 a.m. So we are live Friday at 3 p.m. and we are live Saturday at 11 a.m. Those are our next two shows. We have a half hour left of this show, so don't go anywhere. Dante, Texas needs to step up. Texas Rangers? Is that the Texas you're talking about, Dante? Andres, 3 to 4 is usually a good parlay. Anything over is less chance of winning. Andres, you are dead on. Andres on YouTube, you're exactly right. A 3 or 4 leg parlay, all endorse. Once you start getting to like 5, 6 legs, unless it's football, I'm a big football bettor when it comes to parlays. You guys will learn that come the football season. That's where I'm more likely to put in larger parlays. However, when it comes to baseball, basketball, player prop bets, 2, 3, 4 leg parlays are plenty. That's enough to get a good return on your money. When it comes to the NFL, I feel a little differently about that, but we'll get to that come the fall. RJ, favorite Kris Bryant prop bet today. By the way, love that you called that out, RJ, watching on YouTube. Love Kris Bryant today. Kris Bryant is facing Zach Davies, and he has really good stats against Zach Davies today. So actually, I was going to put out a Kris Bryant player prop bet later in the show. Let's get to it right now. Kris Bryant, hits, runs, and RBIs. The under isn't as strong an implied probability. Oh, Dante was talking about the state of Texas needs to get going in its sports betting. Couldn't agree more. Texas, one of the rare opportunities where Texas and California are on the same page and they're both on the wrong side. Texas, get with the sports betting. By the way, Adams, if you want to see my picks, Adams on YouTube or on Instagram Live was just asking about NFL. If you want to see my picks for NFL Week 1, we just did a show on Tuesday of this week for every game of NFL Week 1, our pick, as well as the spread pick. So if you want to get some early bets down, and by the way, these are really good times to take an NFL Week 1 bet. I heard those spreads during our show on Tuesday, and I was stunned. There were a few of them in which I said, that is a May spread. Once we get to August and September, that spread's going to have massive line movement on it. So there are a number of good bets to take for NFL Week 1 right now. If you want to go see the picks that I liked in our show on Tuesday, it's on our YouTube channel, Fumble Sports. We posted the video on YouTube. You can watch the entire show, every single game from NFL Week 1. We went through every game, why we picked the team that we did. A lot of information in there, so go check out that show from Tuesday and get some early bets down. Staying with Kris Bryant right now, over hits, runs, and RBIs isn't a good play. Over total bases isn't a good play. Over hits, over half a hit's the good play, but it's at minus 200. So to answer the question coming in from YouTube, RJ, my favorite Kris Bryant prop would be on over half a hit. I'd take it at minus 200. I'm going to put it up on the board. May not be advantageous for you guys, but again, if you're looking for, again, a 2, 3, 4 leg parlay, that's where this comes into play. So Kris Bryant, over half a hit, taking that at minus 200. Minus 200. If you're like RJ, Dante, or Tony watching on YouTube, please subscribe, please hit the like button, and never hesitate to drop a comment. You only hit the like button once on YouTube, but make sure you're subscribing to the channel. That way you know every time we're live, you can watch all of our content, and of course it goes a long way in supporting our show and supporting our company. So if you're watching on YouTube, Dante, Andres, RJ, Tony, Kyle, Caesar, Ryan, Mark, Will, make sure you're subscribing, make sure you hit the like button, and of course, share your comments. We're always standing by to hear the reactions that you have to our picks or to the research that we do. Forget the parlay, says Alexander. Lay big money on Miami Heat plus 9.5. So I'm taking the Heat in alternative line at 11.5. Alexander, one of our favorite viewers, is saying take the Heat at plus 9.5. For all of those who are watching, share your picks for tonight's game. Which way are you going on the spread? Are you taking Denver to cover? Are you taking Miami to cover? Let us know. Throw your comments in the chat. Guerra, like a 2-pick parlay is 3 times, 3-pick is 6 times, 4-pick is 10 times, and so on and so forth. So Guerra, there are a lot of 2-leg parlays here where you could do really well on the 3X. So we have a number of picks here, but 2 or 3-leg parlays, I feel like you're actually in pretty good shape. How do you do that is asking about the Jays on the run line. Jays on the run line. Let's go to that game. That game is going to get off in just about 30 minutes or so. Jays on the run line are an underdog on this one. Plus 115. Has not been a consistent cover. Has not been a consistent cover. The matchup today is Peralta versus Gausman. Gausman's been the better starter, at least in terms of ERA.